Okay, so it is 7 a.m. in the morning, and I got my coffee ready, so you know what that means. It's time for another post-recording episode of Super Mario Odyssey. I'm not sure if I have like any of a good radio voice or anything, though my audio teacher at one point did say that I'd make a good radio talk show host, but I have no idea of whether or not that's actually the case. I'm not sure if my voice is as sensual as Satchbag or as cathartic as Peanut Butter Gamer. Not to give both of them any shade or praises or anything, though. I enjoy watching both of them, although I do think Sashback is a little bit out of retirement, and I kind of want to see more content from him. He hasn't been uploading in, like, forever, so I'm a little bit worried about what's going on. It might be his social life, and I'm not gonna, like, discredit him for doing so, because, you know, hey, you gotta take some breaks from time to time, you know? Or forever. I don't know. if you're just that bored of something. I don't know. I can't really say for certain. But, yeah, we're continuing on to the Wooded Kingdom. Get all the moons that I've yet to collect. We're inside this obstacle course with a tank. By the way, fun fact, I believe this is the only reason, to my knowledge, as to why this game is T-rated in Japan. Is this tank guy, because it shows a gun symbol, which I can only deduce that it's because of this tank, because I don't remember Mario holding a gun anytime during his adventures whatsoever until, like, I don't know, like, is there ever like a first-person Mario game? Like, he's dabbled into like almost every single genre: racing cars, sports, doctor duty. But I don't think he's ever been like a military person now, has he? Maybe like one of the very like old-timey lores of Mario, like in 1987 there was a comic book published where he actually fought in the Vietnam War or some shit like that. I don't know. But, yeah, Mario has been taken upon every, like, occupation now that I think about it. Like, referee, doctor, like I said before, but also carpenter. Obviously he was a plumber. I'm not sure if he's a plumber nowadays. He's more like a bodyguard for the princess, if anything. Racer. He plays, like, pretty much every sport from football to basketball to, anything from the Olympics. Has he ever been in a band? He's a professional dancer, but I'm not sure if he like ever. Well, he plays guitar at one point in Super Mario Odyssey, so I guess he could say that he's a professional guitar player, or at the very least a professional Mexican guitar flamenco shit. I don't know. I don't know. Flamenco's not Mexican, is it? It's probably like more Italian. Serves me right for knowing anything relating to cultures and shit. But yeah, Mario is quite the amazeballs, isn't he? Able to like exploration. Maybe like all his costumes like have something to do with something as well. More nuts to bust. Yes, I do understand that double entendre right there. I don't care. But yeah, there's a lot of nuts in here, and you just have to crack them open just to get the essence of the moons. What the hell do you think I'm gonna say? Yeah, the Wooded Kingdom, in my opinion, is, it was pretty fun, but, there are some moons that I felt were pretty samey. Like I said, the nut-busting ones. And, when we get to, like, the dinosaur cave, or the dinosaur underground area, I got stuck in that area for a long time, and I didn't know, like, what to do during that moment, because, simply put, it was like, there's a lot of moons there, and you don't get a map system whatsoever when you get there, so it is pretty tough to try to deduce which moon it is to get. At the very best, you could probably get some hints out of, the parrot or Uncle Amiibo. But aside from that, it is pretty difficult to try and find any of the moons there, honestly. Hey guys, like 2.5D platforming sections like this one, you definitely need to like know your way through the camera. Look at that, I missed one silhouette purple coin because of that. I'm not sure if I'm the only one that has trouble with like 3D games, but I don't know, like there are like moments where I have like some sort of like depth perception issue whenever I play 3D games. I'm not sure if I'm the only one here though, but it makes playing them a little bit more difficult compared to like 2D games, which is why I personally do prefer 2D platformers compared to 3D. The only time I'm actually perfectly fine with 3D is whenever it's like a first-person perspective, like first-person shooters. I think those games I feel are a lot easier to grasp 3D because you're actually inside the battle rather than like a cameraman for someone else. I don't know, that's just me personally. That being said, I still like enjoy playing 3D games from time to time, but I don't know, 2D games are probably my preferred games, although I can't really say that for certain. I think like maybe like side-scroller beat-em-ups, side-scroller hack and slash are definitely my preferred. Like Metal Slug's the shit. I absolutely love that game. Contra is also good too. Those are mostly like spreadsheet rail shooters though. Well, not rail shooters specifically, but like side-scrolling shoot-em-ups, I want to say. I'm trying to think of that if there's any like beat-em-up or hack and slash games that's 2D that comes to my mind. Maybe Momodora, if that's a game. Momodora, Revere of the Moonlight, or any of the Castlevania games too. Castlevania is the shit back then. Like I love it when I wasn't born when they were like consistently released, but like when I got my Nintendo Wii and hooked up the Virtual Console, bought some Castlevania games. They were all fun, except for Simon's Quest. I don't think Simon's Quest is that bad, but it's definitely like lackluster compared to the first, third, and Super Castlevania. I really wished I grew up with Symphony of the Night, though. I never had a PlayStation or an Xbox, so I never got to experience that until like very later into my life cycle. But yeah, Castlevania was awesome. I love it. First game is always going to be like my first memorabilia. But my all-time favorite Castlevania game, as I've stated multiple times in every single game I've played, unless they have yet to be released. I don't know. I've said a lot of shit though. I don't know if they're like you guys know them yet though, because like I said, I always like pre-record most of my Let's Plays beforehand. And I'll be honest, I kind of forgot most of the things I say, so whenever I like repeat myself, then, well, there's my habit right there. And I think that's definitely a flaw that I most certainly need to work on. Script writing, per se, is one way for me to, like, stop it with the tedium, but, like, when it comes to, like, Let's Plays, it's more improv type of thing, so doing so is a lot more challenging, if anything. Or at the very least, like, you have to have a lot more, like, instinct within you in order to really, really understand how to do so. At the very least, like, understand how to do so without stuttering or pausing. Which, as much as people say that I don't have that type of issue, I personally do feel like I do have that type of issue, and it's something I really do want to work on. Oh, I'm going backwards for some reason. What the hell am I doing? Did I miss a moon? I'm just starting to pay attention to what I'm actually doing in the game. I've been talking about mostly like Castlevania and all the other video games. I guess that's like one good way to like just keep up the conversation, is to just talk about random shit, you know? Like talk whatever you want to. Devil May Cry 5 looks very awesome. I'm planning on getting that. I'm actually planning on doing a Let's Play for Devil May Cry 5 alongside Marshmallow. She really, really loves Devil May Cry 4, and while I don't necessarily know if it's my favorite in the series, it's definitely a fun, stellar game. But yeah, like, I do plan on doing Devil May Cry 5. The only issue is whether or not I'm planning on doing the PC version or the PS4 version. I want to say maybe the PS4 version, mostly because I'm not sure if my PC can handle it. But I tend to, like, very much underestimate my PC sometimes. Like, I'm surprised, like, after doing multiple testing with all the Steam games I played, I've actually managed to run The Witcher 3, Watch Dogs 2, and Rise of the Tomb Raider consistently, at the very least, between 30 and 60 FPS on max settings, or close to max settings. So there's that. I think my computer by itself is very, very well done. The downside to it, though, is the VRAM. I've noticed that out of everything that's good about my PC right now, my VRAM is the one, my video ramifications, I'm not sure if that's even the appropriate word though, but my VRAM, that's the way I shorten it, is easily the worst one. Is like, I have like 2 gigabytes of RAM on my computer, while my GTX is 980, or my graphics card is a NVIDIA GTX 980. For you tech nerds out there, it's an iCore 7. So yeah, very good parts, but the RAM is definitely the one that needs a lot of work, and I don't think I'm gonna be satisfied until I have like 8 gigabytes of RAM. So if I knew how to like open up my PC and not break it, I might want to improve that RAM so that I could at least run certain games without any like frame rate issues. Because right now, like, I have the graphics capability to do so. It's just my RAM is the one that's definitely needs some more work. Ooh, there's a moon there. Are you gonna get it, base? Oh, I think I need a little bit more leverage or something. Come on. And there we go. Ooh, wait. There we go. Yep, I made it. Awesome. Yeah, and speaking of hack and slash games, oh man, I did remember like back then in 2014 where I was like very much into like top 10 countdowns and all of the. What the hell am I doing? Oh, this doesn't look good, base. Wait. Oh, 3D camera. This is not helping at all, too. Oh no. Oh no, can you make it? Or am I gonna die? Oh no! Oh, at least I got this, like, wind to help me out. There we go, you did it. You did it. Good job, base. Oh fuck, what are you doing? What are you doing? Oh my god, what? Oh my god, I hate to backseat commentate myself, but holy shit, like, I wouldn't say I'm, like, the worst player. That honor goes to DSP. But I wouldn't say that I'm the most proficient player out there. As you can tell from that gameplay right there, it's like, for some reason I died when I was still in my spinning animation. Because of that, I clearly had like a nosedive, so obviously that's not going to help me whatsoever in any situation, and that's just going to do nothing but make me plummet to my death. What the hell was I in the topic again? I forgot. Something about hack and slash games, right? Oh yeah, countdowns, hack and slash games. Back when I was like really used to doing a lot of countdowns, and took a lot of inspirations from people like Alex, the Autarka Flame, I think, Josh Scorcher, and a lot of other people that sometimes ridiculed me for my countdowns. I'm gonna be honest. No. I think I want to say that we're either in good terms or they just don't care about me whatsoever. But yeah, I used to make countdowns. I honestly don't think they're as good as I'd let them out to be back then. So, but if I ever do want to come back again, I definitely do want to make something along the lines of like top 10 hack and slash games. And it's gonna be tough to figure out which one's my favorite, honestly, because I want to say hack and slash is like one of my favorite genres of all time. But there's just so many hack and slash games that I played, adored, and loved that I just can't. I honestly can't pick one like that has like the most complexity, the one that has the most gameplay elements, the one that's the most fun to speedrun, the one that makes you feel like the true badass you are. I guess I could always like say what the good hack and slash games and beat 'em up games that I played beforehand, but I'm not gonna make them a list, at least not yet, because right now it's kind of too hard for me to like rank them. But I'm just here. Okay, I'm looking at my video game collection right now. Let's start off with the Xbox. And there is Ninja Gaiden, or not the original Ninja Gaiden for the NES, but the Ninja Gaiden that was originally on the, on the original Xbox. That game was fucking awesome. I love that game so much. I used to play it a lot with my friend. Well, my friend used to play it a lot because he's the one that owned the Xbox, but whenever it's my turn, I had so much fun playing through it. Just the feeling of being, well, not like a true ninja, because ninja's supposed to be stealthy and shit, but I guess being Ryu Hayabusa, hack and slashing your way through enemy, seeing all their bloody like corpses and like body parts like falling apart. I'm not sure if it was the first game or the second game that introduced like body dismemberment. It was one of them without a doubt. But yeah, Ninja Gaiden was awesome, and I remember playing Ninja Gaiden 2 and being like even more wowed at the game. We'll get to that when we get to 360 section. Yeah, PS2 section. What do I have? Well, I guess there's Kingdom Hearts. It's hard for me to like classify that as a 100% hack and slash game, though. It is a hack and slash game in my opinion, but it's kind of the same hack and slash reasoning as to why people don't necessarily consider Smash Bros. As a fighting game. It's like, yeah, that's technically true, or at the very least there's some hack and slash influences, but I wouldn't necessarily say it's a pure hack and slash game because Kingdom Hearts has like some RPG elements to it that you definitely need to understand in order to like fully grasp it. Because first off, like I think with the first two and Reach and Memories, you don't even have like all the simplistic stuff that makes a pure hack and slash game. Like personally for me, when I think of a hack and slash game, you always start with at least 2 attack buttons, a dodge button, maybe a shoot button, possibly a jump button, although I think nowadays that's probably like a lot more optional, and sometimes they either have auto jump or the level design is catered to not have much platforming. With Kingdom Hearts, it's only 1 attack button, no dodge button, no block button until you upgrade them. And to me, that kind of like, at least for the first 2 games, that kind of like draws that hack and slash feeling away from it being a hack and slash, although I still consider it a little bit more of a hack and slash game than an RPG, because it is possible to pretty much play the game more purely hack and slash style and not really upgrade your equipment whatsoever, especially if you've seen like speedruns of the game. It's absolutely amazing what they do. Oh my god, what the hell did I do? Oh wow, that was horrible. So yeah, I really don't like these Koopa stages where you have to go to an arrow as well. But oh my god, the first one I did was just absolutely horrible. I think this is my method of doing is like ground pound to where I think the area was, or at least I ground pound because like I'm very slippery with the ice physics. That's my guess at least. 86, yeah. Anyways, back to Kingdom Hearts. I think I got what I needed to say with Kingdom Hearts. It's an RPG hack and slash game. At the very least, I enjoyed the second game, regardless of whether or not I'd label it as a hack and slash or an RPG, or both at the same time. Okay, so PS2 is done. Oh, Beautiful Joe. I haven't played that game yet, though. I did a little bit, but I've only played like the first stage, and afterwards I kind of like stopped playing for some reason. I don't know why. I think it was because there was like some frame rate issues with the Beautiful Joe. I have the PS2 version, by the way. I think the GameCube version is better, according to the general consensus, just because it runs better and it looks better. So since I have the PS2 version, I think mine is the inferior port. Although I think I do have some bonus content, like you get to play as Dante from Devil May Cry. But yeah, I didn't really play much of Beautiful Joe. I think I only finished the first stage. I did get like I think an A rank or something. I don't know. I got a very high rank. But I didn't really continue on forward, honestly, though. And it kind of sucks because, like, the game definitely looks like it's a 2D beat-em-up game, which I think would very much fit to my style of liking. But, I don't know. I think the frame rate for me, personally, kind of, like, draws me out of it because a hack-and-slash game is not purely good unless it runs at 60 or constant for 30 frames per second. If it runs anywhere lower than that, then I just don't think that's a good game. That's my personal take, but that's just how I feel. But yeah, I might want to give Beautiful Joe a little bit more of a try just in case, because it does look like a game that I might enjoy. I'm going to adjust the pop filter a little bit. Can I? I think that's good. Hopefully you guys didn't hear too much of the microphone. What else is there? GameCube? I don't have any hack and slash games on the GameCube. The closest I can think of is maybe Tales of Symphonia, and maybe some people can consider that as an RPG hack and slash game, but I don't know. Like I feel like you can't really classify it as a hack and slash unless you can beat the game without any upgrades. And with Tales of Symphonia, it's pretty mandatory for you to upgrade your characters and all that. Unlike Kingdom Hearts, where like you could still play the game level 1 without any like major equipment and still beat the game regardless. That's how I think, though. I'm not sure of what everyone else's opinion is on like that, but that's what I believe. Yeah, Tales of Symphonia, I think, is probably the closest thing you could get to a hack and slash game on the GameCube. I don't know. At the very least, I don't own any other GameCube games that can be considered hack and slash. I don't think there's like a whole lot of hack and slash games on the GameCube. That's probably why I was like more gravitated towards like the Xbox when I was a kid, because like the console I owned was the GameCube, and as much as I absolutely love the games I played on the GameCube, I was always like jealous of like the PlayStation and Xbox crowd for some reason because they had more of the hardcore games. Yeah, I was one of those types of kids back then, like, where I was like, oh, I want to be more cool and hip with the kids. I want to blend in, so, like, let me get an Xbox. That's why I own the Xbox 360 to begin with, is because I saw a lot of my friends own it, and I was, like, the only person that owned a Wii or something, so I was like, yeah, let me buy an Xbox 360, or, well, my parents bought the Xbox 360 for me. Thanks, Mom and Dad. That was the first, man, God, my memories back then, like, the Xbox 360 was the first console I ever owned that wasn't a Nintendo system. Because, as a kid, I used to own an SNES, or, well, technically it was my sister's SNES. And I used to play on the N64 a lot, although, like I said, that's probably my sister's N64 as well. The only game console that I think I owned was the GameCube, but that's probably because, like, my sister gave it to me because she was growing older, and, she didn't really care much for video gaming anymore, so she decided to just give me her consoles, basically. So, yeah, I grew up with the SNES and the N64 and the GameCube as a kid. And then after, like, my sister went to college and I was still a kid, I got the Wii. Love my Wii, but like I said, like, wanted to fit in more towards what my friends own, so I bought an Xbox 360. I think I originally wanted a PS3 because there was a lot more exclusives there. But the only reason why I didn't want to buy one is because it was more expensive than the Xbox 360, so I decided to just get the Xbox 360 because it was cheaper. And then after that, I just, yeah, like, I was kind of like on my Xbox 360 binge fest right there. Played a lot of games. Let's go to the Xbox 360's game library right now to see what I own. Now, bear in mind, like, most of the games I owned back then, I most likely sold them. Mostly because, like, I was a little, I think... Whoa, what the 100 points? What the fuck? Holy shit. I still hate this mission, but wow. When the hell did I get 100 points? Like, holy shit, ooh. I know I had to get them, I think I had to get, like, up to 90 points in order to, get the moon. But holy shit, I think I accidentally went above and beyond and got it pretty much perfectly aligned. God, that was crazy. I didn't notice that until now. But yeah. Anyways, fuck, what was I saying again? God, I got distracted by... I forgot, I'm actually supposed to do commentary for the fucking game, and here I am, like, babbling about my childhood. Okay, it seems like I'm having trouble trying to get this. Oh. I'm gonna get it. Am I gonna get it? There we go. I didn't even need Cappy there. But yeah, Xbox 360. I guess I could tell you about the games I played as a kid. On the Xbox... I said something about the Xbox 360 versus the PlayStation 3. God, I can't think of any... I guess I own more Xbox 360 games because of my childhood. But yeah, oh yeah, hack and slash games. Fuck, I was also on that subject too. God, I am just changing subjects left and right. Like, my goodness, like I have like some sort of ADHD, or like I'm just constantly like going out of topic, just for random nonsensical reasoning. But yeah, let's just continue with the topic of hack and slash games I own. Ninja Gaiden 2, like I said, absolutely love that game. One of my favorite hack and slashes of all time, I want to say. Like, Ryu Hayabusa has never felt so fluid, never felt so badass. Level design was, from what I remember, was awesome. Boss battles, oh my god, like, oh my god, I think at one point you had to fight a dragon. It was like, for me, I think that was like the Xbox equivalent of God of War. Now, I know, like, Ninja Gaiden technically isn't like a Microsoft exclusive type of game, though, but, like, at the time it was, since the only time you can play Ninja Gaiden was on the Xbox. Well, and the NES, but I didn't own an NES back then. I didn't play NES until, like, the Wii era. That's something I also want to, like, correct myself, too, is, like, I did say, like, I used to own the SNES, but I don't remember playing a whole lot of games on the SNES aside from Mario, Street Fighter, and I think that was pretty much it, like, oh, and Final Fantasy. How the fuck can I not forget, oh my god. 6, which in America is 3, Final Fantasy 3/6, whatever you want to call it, is still, even after playing a whole lot of Final Fantasy games, is still my all-time favorite Final Fantasy game without a doubt. Still absolutely love the game. I really need to replay it just to like remember the memories I have of that one, because I remember as a kid, it was just me, my best friend, and my cousin like playing on the SNES. It was amazing, and we were like, oh god, that was my RPG childhood right there, Final Fantasy VI. Anyways, back to 360. Oh god. Anyways, but yeah, Bayonetta, very fun hack and slash game, very fun beat 'em up game, absolutely love it. It's on like pretty much every single system except for the Commodore 64, so if you want to get a taste of what Bayonetta has to offer, then go right ahead. It's on the Xbox 360. It's also on the PS3, but I don't recommend the PS3 port unless that's the only console you own. Because, yeah, the PS3 port tends to be the very, very bastardized version of Bayonetta. So, like I said, unless that's the absolutely only version you own, get the other versions. There's the Wii U version, the Switch version, and the PC version. Lots of versions you can get for Bayonetta. I recommend any of those 4 versions right there, except for the PS3, unless, like I said, that's our last resort. Anyways, there's, like I said previously, Devil May Cry 4, Devil May Cry Trilogy Collection, DMC Devil May Cry, oh god. That was a thing. Do I consider Nier a hack and slash game? I can say Nier Automata is a hack and slash game, but I'm not sure about the original Nier on the Xbox 360/PS3. That's a tough trick. That's a tough one, actually. I don't know if I consider that one. Metal Gear Rising, definitely one of the Platinum's best, I want to say. As a Metal Gear fan myself as well, absolutely love the game without a doubt. It definitely got rid of most of the realism and tense moments that Metal Gear is famous for, but it's a Platinum games and it's a Metal Gear game. There's still some silly moments that you're gonna have to expect, honestly, so I don't think it's that big of a deal. Plus, if you see Platinum games anywhere on the logo, then most likely or not, you're gonna have to basically accept the fact that it's gonna be somewhat silly. What other hack and slash games? I think that might be it. At least in terms of like physical copy. Tales of Vesperia. Like I said, if you consider Tales of Symphonia hack and slash, then well, there's Tales of Vesperia. Yeah, that's basically it for 360. PS3, I got the Ninja Gaiden Black version, Ninja Gaiden 1, which, from what I remember, is basically Ninja Gaiden Black, or Ninja Gaiden from the original Xbox ported over to the PS3. From what I remember, that got rid of the blood and the dismemberment. I'm not sure exactly why. I thought that was a little bit of a disappointment, but the hack and slash engine still felt very nice to me. I don't really own a whole lot of PS3 games. Especially, like, any of the hack and slash ones, like... I have a second copy of Metal Gear Rising. I don't know why. But, oh my goodness, Ninja Gaiden 3. Ooh, let's talk about the original Ninja Gaiden 3. Now, I'm not talking about Razor's Edge. Razor's Edge was the shit. It wasn't as good as Ninja Gaiden 2, but I think it served its purpose as a good Ninja Gaiden game. But original Ninja Gaiden 3... Oh my god, was that fucking a train wreck. Like, it was so easy. The story made no nautical sense. Ryu Hayabusa felt more like an asshole than a badass warrior. It's just... Ugh, and the storyline with the not the decapitated arm, but the bloody arm that he had, is like, it still made no sense, even with the improved edition of Razor's Edge, but I think it was a lot worse in the original one, solely because, like, Ryu, like, became more angsty, became more emo. It's like, oh my god, what the fuck did you do to my boy? It's like, oh, god, I hate it. I hated the original Ninja Gaiden 3. It was not the... When I say original, I meant the PS3, Xbox 360 one. I'm not talking about the NES one whatsoever. That game is awesome. Still have yet to beat it, though, but, yeah, I'm talking about PS3, Xbox 360, just in case there's any confusion out there. But yeah, god, ugh. What's even... Okay, and not only that, but I also own Yaiba Ninja Gaiden Z, which is even worse. It was horrible. I hated that game, too. It's like... there was no reason for it to exist. There was like barely any reference to it being Ninja Gaiden whatsoever. God. It was just, the jokes were fucking, like... It wasn't offensive, it was just not funny. Like, I like my jokes offensive sometimes, but it has to have some sort of purpose if it's going to be offensive, like an irony type of offensive. A type of offensive that only confuses people who take it absolutely literally or whatever. I think with Yaiba Ninja Gaiden Z, it was just being offensive for the sake of being offensive, and because of that, it felt a lot more cringeworthy than it needed to be. God, I hate using that word, cringe. That's just, ugh. That's like one of those words like moist or towelette. It's like, ugh, it's a word that shouldn't exist. But yeah, Yaiba Ninja Gaiden Z was horrible. I hated that game too. Other than that, there's Tales of Shilia 1 and 2, which, like I said, if you own any of the Tales games, and consider those hack and slash games, then there's that. And there's also Sonic Unleashed. Oh my goodness, Sonic Unleashed. I forgot I own this. I own that Sonic game. God, that was... Sonic Unleashed is a rare breed, whereas like it's a game in which I absolutely love and absolutely hate at the same time. It's like, and I think most of you guys can know why. Like, the speedy, fast Sonic sections are amazing. I absolutely love it. Well, the exception of the frame rate issues, but most likely because I think I own the PS3 version, which is notorious for being, like I said, the worst version. PS3 ports tend to be bad for some reason. I don't know why. It might. Well, I know why. It's because developers are like very confused about the self processor and all that, and how to program PS3 games and all that shit. Unless you're like Metal Gear, then it's very hard for any developer to program any game, any third-party game for the PS3. But yeah, PS3, don't buy that for Sonic Unleashed. If you want to play Sonic Unleashed for whatever reason, either get the PC or Xbox 360 version. On that note, I also heard that the Wii version is also different. I do own the Wii version, I just don't know... I can't have a full opinion on it at all, because I haven't played it yet, though. But yeah, I don't recommend Sonic Unleashed, even for the Sonic stages. Or at least, at the very least, in the PS3 version. Because the Warhawk stages, which is considered the hack and slash engine, is just horrible. It's just bad. There was like one button you could spam over and over again, which was clearly the superior button. I think it was like the triangle button where like you could extend your arms and legs, and it does the exact same damage as their light attack, and even faster too. So there was like no point in using the square button whatsoever. But yeah, Sonic Unleashed. God. That was also a bad hack and slash game as well. That happens to also be a fun speedrun game if you can tolerate the hack and slash parts, or the Warhawk stages. Okay, yeah, that's over the PS3. For PS4, there's Nier Automata. I've yet to continue playing that game, though, but I have played that game, and I can say it is, without a doubt, good. It is very good for Platinum Games, and I can't wait to continue one further. I am in the middle of doing a Let's Play for that, but I've yet to actually, like, fully beaten it yet. I think I got one of the endings. And it was more like the ending that because you died. So, I don't even consider that, like, an ending, really. But yeah, definitely want to get back to Nier Automata whenever I get the chance. Other than that, I don't think I own any, like, other hack and slash game for the PS4. Yeah, that's Nier Automata is, like, the only one. I think mostly because, like, all my hack and slash games are now on the PC or something, which I can look at my Steam collection, but I am supposedly supposed to be commentating for the Super Mario Odyssey playthrough. Am I doing a good job, guys? Tell me, please, like, if you guys care more about, like, my witty random banter, or do you guys care more about how I actually accomplish most of these, moons? Because I think I've honestly been ignoring a lot of these. I think what I've edited so far in terms of, like, the video is pretty self-explanatory. It's like, what you see is how I got most of those moons, so... The only thing I think was really worth noting, though, is the fact that I got 100 points on that Koopa thing. Is like, that was mind-blowing. I even forgot about that, too. It was like, huh. Goes to show how forgettable I can be sometimes. Wii games. Mad World, there's that. Other than that, not really a whole lot of hack and slash games on my Wii. Oh no, there is one. Oh my god. Oh, I forgot I own that game. Do we have enough time to discuss that? Oh, we got like 1 minute left. Alright, I'll make this rapid fire. So, anyone know anything about One Chanbara? Because I apparently own 3 different copies of that game. One for the Wii, one for 360, one for the PS4, sorry. And, I remember being like... It's one of those, like, clickbaity games back then. It's like, I purely bought that game solely because of the box art, which shows, like, a woman in a bikini. And yes, I'm shameless. I'm sorry for doing so. But that's me, because that's what I was. I was a perverted little fuck back then. I bought One Chanbara. God, I hated that game. It's like, ooh, it was like, why did I buy this game? Literally just for the tits? It's like, I could just watch porn if I wanted to. I'll probably continue this discussion a little bit in the next part if I remember, but... God, One Chanbara was awful. The 360 and the Wii versions, don't ever get them. They're absolutely horrendous. The PS4 is actually good, so maybe, like, pick that one up, but other than that, don't bother. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next episode of Super Mario Odyssey. Stay tuned.